What's going on, everybody? It's Joe from the Acceptable Casualties, and we're back here to take a look at gaming models 15mm T-28s. Like I said, I picked these up. I spoke about it earlier in an earlier video. I got a whole bunch of some Soviet stuff that I didn't want to buy in bulk for battle group. I just needed individual tanks or like a tandem right here. So I went to Gaming Models, checked it out. It was recommended highly by Mark from House of Hengist. So I decided to give him a shot and check it out. And I gotta say, as a Soviet player, when you're looking at the land battleships and some of the bigger tanks for early war, I have been extremely happy with my purchases as far as putting them together and painting them up so far. So these are the T-28s that you can get early war. It's $5 a tank. All their stuff is a la carte if you're gonna go check them out. And they're based out of the United States as well. So some of you guys who live here stateside, you can find a pretty good manufacturer for some pretty good prices. So here's the T-28. Obviously, I added the decals for it. The details for it pretty good, and you know, like I said, gaming models. It's more for the war gamer. You're not going to get the same level of detail that you might get for some of the Battlefront or some of the more expensive guys. But if you're strictly trying to just play war games, paint some models, put them on the table, have a good time, you can't beat the $5. I know, like, you know, for a box of 3 of those T-28s for Battlefront, if you need 3 of them, you're gonna be pushing, you know, I don't know, between 30 and 40 bucks, I think, depending on where you find it. For these, they're $5 each, so you're almost getting them at like 50%, maybe even less of what normal cost would be for a platoon of 3. Or if you just need 1, you spend $5 and just do it that way. So yeah, so they end up coming with the detachable turret, so you can spin your turret just like every other tank. These also come in the same fashion, but I glue mine down on front just because I don't like fumbling around with the model with 3 smaller turrets. You know, they tend to pop out a little bit easier. And it's like that with any kind of model that you get when you got the smaller pieces like this kind of in there. So I just glue those down in the front, and I just have this. The clearance for the turret is actually pretty decent on this one. There is a little bump in there, but nothing serious. Like I said, I mean, you can still go 360 in there and you're not really running into any issues. And it's the same thing with the other one as well. So yeah, the T-28, really happy with this, $5. Like I said, I ordered this with some other stuff. Painted up, super easy. Craig, the guy who runs gaming models, he gives you the option. You can buy them as just plain resin. You get them back with nothing on there. He also put a coat of primer on it if you want it. So like for the Soviets, you get like a really dark, like almost like a hunter green or like a really dark green on there, and then you can just paint on top of that if you want to. And then for the German stuff, I think it comes in almost like a field gray. It's not necessarily a panzer gray. So he gives you the option if you want to base coat it. If you don't want to base coat it, it doesn't cost you anything extra. It's kind of just built into the cost of the tank. So it's $5. Primed if you want it, primed if you don't. It's completely up to you. I got mine primed and I just kind of painted over it, and it worked out really well. I didn't have any issues as far as coverage or anything like that. They painted up pretty decent. So this is the T-28 for early war Soviets, 15mm gaming models. I'll leave the link for those guys at the bottom so you guys can check them out. They have tanks and vehicles and equipment. They got field guns. Just tons of stuff, from the things that you would normally see to maybe some of the more obscure kits that you have a really hard time finding. You can get them on there, and it's like 90% of it's $5. So if you just need like 1 item, 2 items, don't want to buy a box, it's a great place to go and just buy some individual tanks and not have to burn a hole in your pocket. And you can get them on the table really quick, and they still look really good. So, you know, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. For those of you guys who don't know, we're on Facebook. We're also on Patreon right now. So if you guys want to get into our raffles and things like that, the links to that are down below. You can just check out the Patreon. Not gonna have to sign up for anything or anything like that. But you know, if you decide that you do want to do it, you can get in for as low as $1 a month. And we seem to be on pace right now. We're gonna be raffling off roughly $30 to $50 worth of stuff every month, as far as different kits for whatever the community decides to vote on. So, you know, just check it out. Just throwing it out there to you guys. Gaming model stuff will probably be on there eventually as well. So, you know, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.